You guys, I made the most amazing dinner rolls, and I'm going to show you how I did it. Look how perfect they are. Okay, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and here we go. So we're going to make these yeast rolls. They take about 90 minutes total to make. They're really simple, and I'm making them in a stand mixer. You can actually find the full recipe below, but you ideally need 4 to 5 cups of flour, but I have 5 cups in here just because sometimes you'll need all 5 cups, but ideally 4 is what we use, and I'm going to use the dough hook, so I'm going to put it on, but I just automatically put 5 cups of all-purpose flour in my bowl in case that's what I actually need. So you'll need 1 package of rapid rise yeast. You know, they come in a pack of 3, but you're only going to use 1, which is a little over 2 tablespoons or teaspoons. An egg at room temperature. I'd say at least 30 minutes. Just take the egg out the refrigerator. And then butter at 5 tablespoons of butter at room temperature. And everybody always asks, how soft is soft butter? So I just showed you what soft butter is. And then we're going to need 2 cups of warm milk. If you got a thermometer, you want it to be about 110 degrees. But you want to be able to put your finger in and it's warm. But you don't want it hot. And this is 1/3 of a cup of sugar. If your milk is too hot, it will kill your yeast. So we're also going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. So to begin with, we're going to put in 3 cups of flour into our mixer, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. So our 3 cups, and now I'm going to add the salt, the milk, the egg, the sugar, all the ingredients. You're just holding back some of the flour to get it. First, you're going to incorporate everything, and then we'll slowly add in a couple more cups of flour as we need it. So also, here's the yeast. I'm just going to pour it in. And then 5 tablespoons of softened butter. Again, you just want to be able to push your finger into it. It still holds its shape. And I tell everyone, don't put it in the microwave. Just leave it on the counter. It takes anywhere from about 30 to 40 minutes, and it'll be completely soft enough. And then we're going to turn the mixer on the number 1 speed, and we're just trying to get everything mixed up so that you don't have flour flying all over the place. We're going to scrape down the sides once, and then once it's incorporated, we'll start adding about 1/2 cup to 1 cup of flour till the mixture forms a ball. But after the initial first mixing on the first speed, when you add the next one up, you go to medium speed. So here I am scraping it down. And then once you're not going to get anything flying, you can start adding more of the flour. So about a 1/2 cup to 1 cup at a time. So we're now at 4 cups. And if you live in a climate that this is all you need and your dough comes to a ball, you can stop here. I'm in the South and it's kind of been a rainy day, so it's going to absorb more. So I'm just going to add a little more flour, and then I'm going to turn it on medium speed and beat it for 2 minutes. And you can see it starting to come together and forming a ball here. So we're going to beat it for 2 minutes. Okay, so after you can see, after 2 minutes, it came to a ball. So I'm going to take a bowl and just put a couple tablespoons of oil. You can use olive oil, grapeseed oil, even vegetable oil would work. Coconut oil definitely works too, although it does have a little bit of a flavor. So I'm just going to undo my hook and take the dough and put in the bowl, and then take the oil and move it all around the bowl and coat the dough real well so that it doesn't stick. Now, afterwards, you can either put some clear saran wrap over the top, plastic wrap, or you can cover it with a damp towel, which is what I'm going to use. So I'm just making sure my dough's all covered. and I'm going to cover it and put it in a dark place for about 30 to 40 minutes. And we'll come back in just a second. Okay, so now that it's risen, we're going to actually punch the dough down. And this recipe makes 24 regular size rolls, but my family likes big rolls, so I'm going to make 12. So I'm just going to take some Crisco. You can use butter, and I'm going to a 9 by 13 pan. Even if you make 24, you can use this size pan. I'm just going to make mine double the normal size. And you just want to make sure you get all your nooks and crannies coated with Crisco or butter or any type of oil, like I said, that you want to use. And then we're going to divide the dough into 12 equal pieces. So for me to do this, I just take it and I'm going to split it in half. So that would make, there's 6 pieces on each side. And I'll split that in half again so that I know each of these pieces needs 3 out of it. Now, if you were doing the 12, each piece would have to have 6. So I'm just going to break. It just helps you to make them equal. You just want them about the same size. You can weigh it out if you want. They're about 4 ounces a piece. But as long as you get them close, you're fine. So for me, it just helps to go ahead and separate them into the 12 pieces that I'm going to be making. 3 from each ball. And then you want to just fold. Oh, sorry, I thought I was done. I still have one more to go. You want to just fold the around the edges, pushing the seam to the bottom. And I will cup it in my hands, and you just want that seam to be on the bottom. So do what you can to kind of close the seam up. A lot of times I squeeze it through my fingers like you're seeing right here, and it puts the seam on the bottom. And then I'll show you guys another one. See how I'm pushing it through my fingers and tucking it in at the bottom at the same time. And then you don't want them touching. You just want them a little apart, because once they actually rise again, they will touch. So you just want to leave a little bit of space in between each one. Okay, I'm going to actually put it on full speed, and I'll come back and show you a different way that I'll actually do it. Just make sure you're tucking the seams to the bottom. In a minute, I'll show you another way that you can do it, which is just by rolling it on the counter as well. Both work equally well. There you go. So you just cup your hand like I have it, and the friction of the counter will cause it to form the circle, and then you just want to make sure your bottoms are tucked under, and then I'll roll it again. So I'll show you another one in regular time, and then I'll speed the camera up so you guys can see all of them being done. Now, you do want to set your oven to 375 degrees. You should probably have done that when you started rolling. That way your oven will be preheated, and we can pop these in. Well, we're going to let these rise again, so you can wait to do it. It's going to take about 30 minutes. So if your oven takes a long time to preheat, then go ahead and start it now. But here they are, you guys. Look how beautiful they are. Now, to make them soft on the top, this is an optional step, but I never skip it. You just take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it, and then just brush it on the top. If you don't have a brush like this, I'll put the link below where you can actually get one. It's been a lifesaver. And this one's silicone, so I use it over and over again. Even on the barbecue pit, this is a great little brush. But you just want to brush it, and this will help soften the tops of your bread. Not to mention it adds a lot of flavor as well. And then I will even pour a little down the sides, and it gets to the bottom. There you go. You can see me do that. It's not necessary. It's just that I had more than I thought I needed. And it is so delicious. Everyone ran it and raved, and it was really, really quite easy to do. I mean, it made the perfect dinner rolls. If you're making 24, they cook for about 12 to 15 minutes because they're much smaller. If you make this size, they take about 25 to 30 minutes. Look at the beauty of this. It was so hot, but I desperately wanted to eat a piece and show you guys what it looked like. So if you guys make this, please leave a comment below. Let me know how it goes. I think that this will be my go-to roll recipe from now on. I had been experimenting for a while, and everyone says it's now perfected. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. You can follow me socially anywhere at Original Junk Gypsy, Facebook, Instagram, all the rest.